What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in with Callie. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. So let's just get straight to it. This is some BS in regards to what I'm hearing about Ty Lue. Because it seems like Pablo Torre, I saw his name on Sports Illustrated quote and everything. So it just seems like they're just trying to figure out ways to knock down the Clippers even more. Pablo Torre is definitely, I'm telling you, the Clippers must have done something to Pablo Torre in the past or something like that for him to always seem like he's on the Clippers' ass. He really is. He's trying to find every little thing he can to bury them as much as he can in any type way, form, or fashion. His name seems to always pop up anytime Clippers, if anything goes wrong with the Clippers, his name always seems to pop up in anything I've read in the last several months. But this is the bad look for Ty Lue. I don't know if he's going to downplay it, which I'm pretty sure he will to the media and things like that to keep it under wraps. But this is a real bad look, and I don't think he realizes how bad this can be or how, much worse it can get, because this is something allegedly from 2019 with Chauncey Billups rigging poker games where machines or whatever they were running just basically rigging the whole system, rigging the whole operation where basically they're stealing from people. And there's allegations also in some sites I've read where the NBA, Adam Silver, knows about some things that goes on with scandals and things like that. So I don't know how the NBA and these people will get reprimanded, but it's not looking good, especially with like Chauncey Billups, because he actually got arrested last week with the FBI and everything. So this is a situation where Ty Lue definitely doesn't want to be in. The Clippers are already a 50-50 so-so team. They're 2-2 right now. They're not playing great. They look good in moments in games, but they don't have it all figured out. And this right here over their head doesn't make their case any better with the Kawhi Leonard so-called Ballmer scandal that's already over their head already. When you go into a season, you want to go into a season as positive and open-minded and stress-free as possible. And obviously, with this coming out about Ty Lue, it might be swept under the rug, maybe, but depending on the severity of it and how much he was involved, who knows what comes out of it. If they arrested Chauncey Billups, that same thing can happen to Ty Lue. And then if that happens, hypothetically, now the Clippers got to find another coach, which honestly, I think a lot of Clippers fans wouldn't mind, along with myself. I wouldn't want Ty Lue to go out that way, though, honestly. So I don't know how far it's going to go. But, if it's dating back to 2019, hell, that's when Kawhi Leonard was on the Raptors winning championships. If it dates back that far. So, who knows how that's going to pan out, but it doesn't look good, especially if his name is thrown in something like that, where I think a couple people got arrested. I'm not sure if Terry Rozier was the other one, but I think he was. But either way, it's not a good look, and it's definitely something that, could backfire, So hopefully everything goes well with that. But as far as the Clippers, Ty Lue will have to try to keep it together, whatever went on in that situation. Try not to think about it if he's not removed from the team by some chance because of, further investigations, and he might have to step away from the team. Who knows? Hopefully it doesn't come to that point either. But got to try to get these guys on point. I don't know. Maybe that's something he's been thinking about going into this season. The reason why his coaching has been even more subpar than it has been previous seasons. I don't know. Maybe so, maybe not. Who knows? But either way, you got to try to get this team on track. You got to. You got the Pelicans coming in tonight. They're 0-4. They're not really a good team at all. Obviously, they haven't won a game. They're going to play competitive. But for some reason, they always seem to have the Clippers number the last year or two. So I feel like the Clippers need to just try to definitely get back there and put their defense forward. They can focus on offense. They can score. They can put the ball in the basket. They got a lot of players that can do that. But if they don't focus more on that defensive end, I just don't see where they can go. I don't see their ceiling because it definitely is not going to be that high. So I understand what's going on with Ty Lue, but you got to get this team right, and you got to try to, get them on course while you're going through or might have to go through this situation here. Now, this is, like I said, with this situation with Ty Lue, it's another bad look on the Clippers. And it's like, you want to see the Clippers succeed, but it's like with all these things coming out and all this negativity thrown their way, sometimes you might ask yourself how, but they just got to find a way. I mean, they need to use all this as motivation and try to just keep going forward. Now, like I said, hopefully this situation with Ty Lue don't blow up and elevate into something that it shouldn't, which is, like I said, him possibly, getting arrested or anything like that, or, his contract getting cut and he has to leave the team, because, I mean, that would ultimately be bad, because now they have to get a new coach in there, go with assistant coach, and then get a new coach in there, and then try to learn a whole new system. And then that might set them back another year. So, I mean, just hopefully it doesn't turn to anything like that. I'm not a big fan of Ty Lue. We all know that, but I don't want the situation to go down negative for him in that way. But that's a serious thing. It's definitely serious, because if it wasn't, they wouldn't have arrested Chauncey Billups. He wouldn't have had to answer to the FBI. You know what I mean? And Terry Rozier in the same situation. So the NBA itself might be under a lot of investigation, even more so now than ever. So, I mean, Adam Silver better have his P's and Q's right also. He better be in line with everything he's saying, too, because if he's the commissioner, how are these things happening, or at least some of these things, maybe not all of them, but how are some of these things happening on his watch is what, some might actually be saying. Scandals in the NBA and all this stuff, and, teams, trying to subdue players to get to their team by any means necessary, coming up with contracts that don't even exist with companies that are created, spur of the moment. And I mean, it's just so many things that Adam Silver needs to actually be more in control of in regards to how the league is ran. It's almost like he's just getting paid and not really doing his job from what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? So the NBA board and all those people, they look at those things, and then, they kind of figure out from there what they need to do as far as reprimanding. But this really just doesn't look good for the Clippers. It doesn't. The Clippers don't need any more distraction. They're already an old team. They already look old most nights. A few nights in the season already this early. They already look like they're not, gelling, or it's going to take a while for them to get there. It already looks like it's just, a hit or miss team so far until they get to a certain point. But at the same time, without their head coach, it's going to be a lot harder if he's actually thinking about whether he's going to get arrested rather than the next game they have to play. So, I mean, hopefully, this doesn't, spill over. Hopefully it's just an allegation or something like that, alleged, and his name got popped up in there, and he really wasn't one of the orchestrators of the situation like the FBI and them believe Chauncey Billups to be. Hopefully he wasn't one of those influencers of the situation in that aspect, and then maybe things will, pan out, and then just maybe the Clippers can keep going and kind of focus on the season a little bit more, because this overhead the Clippers got over them with the scandal and now this coming out, it just makes it harder for them on the season. It makes it harder just for, concentration and locking in to what needs to be done, which is trying to win and compete for a championship. It's just bad all the way around. But leave any comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And till next time.